If the spinal cord stops about right here where my thumbs are, what's this area from here to the pons?
Medulla oblongata.
Very good. You guys are good. You're going to do very well. Okay. Let's see. I'm just thinking how I would mark it on the test. What's that little thing? Looks like a pine nut.
Pineal gland.
Very good. Pineal gland. And that is, you want to watch it
Inside
here?
the-
Rhonda, right?
Ashley.
Ashley. Rhonda's your daughter, right? Okay.
Mom.
Mom.
Yeah,
there you
I'm
go.
her
Yeah. Okay. So the pineal gland is what sets our circadian rhythm. It's the one that secretes melatonin. The more melatonin we get, the sleepier we get. Okay. So we've been over the cerebellum. That's the small brain. This is your coordination center. Okay. Remember Blackie the cat? Didn't have one of these, so he's like real spastic and couldn't walk very well. And then this is our cerebral hemisphere. This is what's huge in humans. Okay. So cerebrum, cerebellum. Your cord ends about right here. You can see that central canal coming up, and it kind of peters out right there where my right thumb is. So this structure from here to here is the
Medulla
medulla
oblongata.
oblongata. Okay, so that's the medulla oblongata. So if you see, I have one of these, a number on it, stuck in there, medulla oblongata. If it's stuck in here where you can see the central canal right there, spinal cord. Okay, what's that bulge? Pons. The pons is what is bringing all of the motor units into this cerebellum for refining and skilled motion and fine tuning stuff. Okay, so pons, medulla oblongata, spinal cord, cerebellum, cerebrum, that white tree-like structure. Remember what the name of that is?
Cerebellum.
No.
Oh, the arbor vitae.
Very good. Arbor vitae. I've heard vitae, vitae. That's
I
right.
don't even know
Arbor
what I
vitae.
said.
I actually remember the tree of life.
There you go. What's an arborist? Works on trees, right? Arbor vitae, V-I-T-A. That's Latin for life. Okay, so that means that from my thumb to this thumb leaves one last structure that we need to get.
Midbrain.
Midbrain.
Very good. Good job. Midbrain. Okay. Then there's this round ball. Look at that. See that? What's that called?
Thalamus? No.
What?
Diencephalon?
Nope. Nope. Part of the
That's the
diencephalon.
thalamus.
Thalamus?
Thalamus.
Oh, I was right.
You're right.
I was
Yeah.
When you
right.
hear thalamus, you should think that's the grand central station of the brain that sends all the impulses to the cortex so that when I pinch my right finger out here, I feel it as my right finger out here. And so that when I go to grab it, I grab it with my left hand in a coordinated fashion. All that comes through that thalamus. That's the grand central station. All those impulses, inputs,
that's
go. That little round ball,
Okay.
I'm touching it right there. Ding dong, right there.
And then under it
Very
is
good.
the hypothalamus.
Yep, this area right here, just that little area that I'm touching right now. Now, you see that white stalk right there? Mm-hmm. That's actually part of the pituitary stalk, but they had to rip the pituitary gland off because it bulges out like. Okay. Thalamus, thalamus, hypothalamus, hypothalamus. That area, that non-discrete area under there. See that little stalk right there that I'm touching? Not this. This is part of the optic chiasm. Okay. This little stalk is that little stalk right there, and the pituitary gland was ripped off because it sets in the sella turcica, which surrounds it, and that's bone, and it costs like an extra $35 to have them dissect the pituitary gland out, and that's kind of cost prohibitive. So we just get them without the pituitary, and we got a mop that shows the pituitary. So that's the structure of that. Thalamus, hypothalamus, right under it, and that little stalk hooks to the pituitary, okay? We got the pineal gland. Oh. Checking to see if it's, yep, If I open this up,
It's the lateral ventricle.
Very good, Lindy. Very good. Okay. It's part of the CSF system. Remember, blood comes up. Did you guys cover the circle of Willis?
Oh yeah, last semester.
Okay, that circle of Willis pulses into the floor of the lateral ventricle, which is called the blood-brain barrier. I'll get you some blood-brain barrier tissue. Let me split you. Right there. That tissue right in there, I'm touching, that's your blood-brain barrier. It's literally blood on this side, circle of Willis, and on this side here in the lateral ventricle, CSF. We have no blood in the brain proper. Okay, it's all CSF. That lateral ventricle connects with 3 other ventricles to move the CSF down, around, and remove metabolites and supply food. What's the food of the brain? What's the main food of the brain? Like our body, yes, very good, glucose. Okay, CSF is high in glucose. Right? Corpus callosum. Left side of the brain has to communicate with the right side of the brain and vice versa. If they don't, you just shut down. The whole system shuts down. Here's your corpus callosum. That ridge right there, that white shiny ridge, okay? It's actually the roof of that lateral ventricle, but it has some special nerves coming in and out of it to communicate with the other side, so we call that the corpus callosum. Okay? Pineal, thalamus, hypothalamus, medulla, that, cerebellum, cerebrum. Oh, medial longitudinal fin. Put these two together.
Yeah.
You see that big crack? That's called the medial longitudinal fissure.
Okay, what about the optic chiasm?
Optic chiasm.
What's the X mark?
That's an optic nerve right there. There's an optic nerve. They actually cross. So this optic nerve shoots over here to this eyeball setting right there, and this optic nerve shoots right over here to this eyeball setting about right there in the eye socket. Okay? A gyrus.
Is the top?
Very good. Is like, see all these worms? It's the actual raised worm part, and a sulcus.
Oh, yeah, it's
The,
Sunken.
the depression or indentation. Very good, Sarah. I think, optic bulb. So that is actually where the ganglion are located to smell different chemicals, okay, in there. And it's the actual combination of smell and taste that create the flavor of the food. It's that combination. So food is very boring when you have a cold. Think about it. Very boring. Because these things have millions of receptors for different chemicals. And that's why you can get such unique flavor.
Do we need to know the?
Meninges.
Yeah, I don't have anything down next
Yeah,
to it.
it is over on the left hand side.
Okay.
Okay, let me get this. Right here. Okay. Remember how the whole central nervous system has meninges surrounding it. There are 3 layers to the meninges. Remember those? The dura
Yep.
mater.
And
Yeah.
Arachnoid, impia.
The arachnoid's in the middle. Dura mater's on the outside. Pia, I just remember that it is so closely adhered to the brain. Like this is pia mater right here. The meninges has been removed. The rest of the meninges has been removed. So you can't get the pia mater off. Without tearing the brain tissue. Okay, so pia mater, boom, hooked to the brain, hooked to the central nervous system. Dura mater very outside, in between arachnoid. So here's your meninges. Right there. That's your dura mater right there. The arachnoid mater, I can tear back. You can kind of see that right there, the arachnoid mater. And the pia mater, like in this brain, it's so tightly adhered that if I was going to try and tease it, you just can't do it without tearing the cord up or the
so
brain.
they're just like going to be a flag.
It's
in the
just
hole.
shiny.
Oh, I would probably lay this like this. and put a flag in there. And if it's confusing, I usually put a little post.
No,
Okay.
like middle.
Yeah. Hey, Lucien, Ms. Schmidt, you know when we have like a confusing what we're after, like we're going after meninges here, okay? They might mistakenly call that Durabond, but too. So, are we going to put little post-it notes to help guide them if it's like a confusing place? So maybe a little post-it. So each time you go to a table, look for post-it note first, because that'll explain a potentially difficult situation.
I vote we have a word bank. Like, so we don't have to spell it on our own.
But one
Put
of
it all
the
on board.
things too is that since the different layers of the meninges aren't part of this, what's up here, all you have to know is this is a meninges. If you
Okay,
put-
okay.
So I wouldn't ask you what layer.
See, that's what I was like, wait, so what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just what is that structure that covers this one for you?
So that no on the word bank.
And the brain.
Yeah, and the meninges covers the brain too.
Yep.
Very good. That's it, guys.
Next.